Hi, you guys. One of my most popular videos with the most comments is a video made a couple months ago where I was kind of going on a rant about men not asking women out. And I read all the comments, and a lot of men felt like it's a crime, or the woman would threaten to call the police if the man asked her out. That's the feeling that some men have, and I don't know where they got it because it isn't a crime. They say it's feminism, be careful what you ask for, you told us you don't need men. And a couple said, if I ask a woman out, she's gonna say, fuck off, I'll call the police. Or they would feel like they're not asking women out because they want to avoid criminal prosecution. Guys, it is illegal to rape a woman, okay? So don't touch people without their consent. And it's considered harassment if you are approaching a woman sexually at work. Other than that, it's a free world. You can go up to anyone and say anything. It is not a crime to ask a woman out. It's called having confidence. It's called having social skills. Now, if the woman is rude to you and she's lacking class or social skills, or she's just startled, have some comebacks ready. If she gives you like one of these bitchy answers, you can just say, whoa, I didn't expect you to be such a bitch. Maybe not that. Wait, no. She might say that's just too rude. I would say something like, phew, glad I avoided that one. I thought you were going to be nice. You do not have to take abuse from a woman. And I think that I'm going to challenge you to work out your inner issues, because when you are in a relationship, you will have to deal with rejection a lot. You will have to learn to deal with rejection. And if you think that a woman is going to be angry at you because you want her, it's not about feminism. It's about your inner being, that you see women as a threat, as dangerous, because I'm going to guess your mom was a piece of shit that was mean to you and yelled at you and treated you as a burden. And if you went up to mommy and said, Mommy, can you look at my homework, or can you play a game with me, that she went off on you. So I think it's your internal state of being afraid of a woman, because it is not a crime to ask a woman out. And the fact that you might freeze is also some inner trauma stuff, because if someone's rude to you, you have the right to tell them off. Hey, I was just asking you out. This is not a crime, okay? You have a good day, ma'am. Just be calm, make a joke. Phew, I avoided that one. Or it's like, woo. Or, man, I think that could have been a fun date, listening to you rant at me. Just think of something funny. Like, don't get reactive. You don't want to get reactive, okay? It's either something funny or something like, I just date kind women, so I'm going to pass. No, not that. What would a guy say that would just laugh? Go like, ha, oh my God, I avoided that one. Glad I avoided that one. I don't know. You got to think of something funny. The guys are really better at that than I am. So that's your inner work, because rejection is a part of life. You are going to be rejected in your relationship. Your woman will tell you no to sex throughout the relationship often. You can't fall apart when someone tells you no. Okay? It's about them. The response is about them. And I get, nobody likes to be spoken to unkindly. And I don't like to be spoken to unkindly. That's why I'm so tough on these comments. Like, you got to speak nicely to me. And you can have a kindness rule for yourself. If a woman isn't going to be kind to you, she's automatically eliminated. Eliminated. If she is not kind to you, eliminated. You can just say, ma'am, I changed my mind. With that reply, I changed my mind. You can say that. Eliminate it. Say whatever you need to say. You're just practicing, okay? You're not like on a reality show. The other thing that another gentleman, so you have to get used to dealing with rejection, because rejection is a part of life. And I think that a lot of moms didn't help their sons learn to deal with rejection, because she was already rejecting them just for existing. And the way that children learn to deal with rejection, I'm a mother of 3. The way that my sons learn to deal with rejection is because I never rejected them. I loved them. And they knew I loved them. However, they faced rejection on a sports team, or a friend didn't want to play with them. And then I would be like, well, mommy's here. How do you feel? What would you like to do about this? I help them deal with rejection. And if you've never had to learn to deal with rejection, here's your chance. I get rejected too. I get rejected by men. I got rejected a lot by my ex-husband, sexually rejected and emotionally rejected. And it doesn't feel good. So we don't have to be around people who reject us, but rejection is a part of life. I've been rejected for job interviews. I've been rejected by clients when I was a realtor. I get rejected too. We have to have a way of dealing with rejection. Okay, so that's the number one thing I want to tell you. Asking a woman out is not a crime. If you're afraid, it has to do with your internal state about your own value, that you're giving it some kind of a meaning. You got to get, right with it, because what's your other option? You're going to meet a woman online. Well, if you're a Chad and you're like a 9 or 10 and you know how to take good photos, you can meet women online. But the Match Group, which owns like 20 dating sites, all of them except Bumble, which is owned by a woman, they don't publish their marriage rates because it's so freaking low. Not that many people meet online. Unless you're a Chad, you're going to be spending a lot of time online, leading to nothing. And you're going to be online hoping for a date and watching porn. So unless you're meeting women in real life, your chances of meeting a woman are 0. Now, this other gentleman said, if I go up to a woman in real life and ask her out, she's going to say, what are you doing asking me in person? Ask me, why aren't you on a dating app? And I would just say, well, because you're not on it. But what this indicates to me is a society that's going more and more to just interacting on their phones. Like with a woman like that, you might be on a date with her and you might say, hey, babe, what do you think about the lobster? And she'd be like, why are you talking to me? Text me. And you'll just be having conversations with her over text. Is that the kind of woman you want? The kind of woman that thinks life is only online? You dodged a good one. If that's the answer you get, you dodged a bullet. Because relationships happen face to face. We are social creatures. Now, my personal trainer told me the other day that when he's not in a relationship, and he's always been in a relationship, I think he's in his 30s, he's just a relational guy. He's in a relationship now, but he told me he usually just goes to volleyball or yoga, where women are. And I think a lot of us can improve on getting out of the house and having interests outside of our homes and work, and try new things and go new places and meet people. If what I always tell my male clients, and I work with men, I've worked with hundreds of men around this type of stuff, is that join meetup.com. They're in every city. And they have so many activities. And after my divorce, I went to a lot of meetup groups hoping to find a man for dating. Because I refuse to be online. It's a cesspool. I don't want to meet a guy through pictures. I want to meet a guy who's got the confidence, who's social. I don't want to meet some antisocial guy on his computer. I expect a man who has good social skills. That's a requirement to date me. And who's comfortable with people. That is a requirement that I have. And the men that I talk to with social skills, they're never online dating. They meet women in real life, and they're not necessarily good-looking guys, but they have social skills. So meetup.com, and it's mostly women. It's mostly women. Every meetup group I've gone to is mostly women. So they have cycling, running, hiking, camping, photography, dinner, singles groups, meditation groups, parenting, single parents, bonfire on the beach, singing bowls, breath work. There are lesbian meetup groups, gay meetup groups. There are hundreds of them. You can even start your own meetup group. And I did it once. I had a meetup group for, it was for self-love meetup group that I had here in my home years ago. So, because if you're not, guys, if you're not meeting with, see, if you're in a meetup group or joining an activity or going to like play volleyball, yoga, pickleball, rock climbing, some activity where there are other people, if you're not doing that or taking a class, if you're not in a situation where you keep meeting new people, then I guess the only place you hope to meet people are what? On a dating app or on porn. You know, pretty much you're going to be without anyone. You're going to be without anyone because the only men meeting women online are the guys that are super good looking, that have a good portfolio. They know how to market themselves and that look good in pictures. And real women don't want a guy based on pictures. Because what you guys don't realize is that you're more than a two-dimensional being with pictures. You're actually a living, breathing person with ideas and thoughts and interests and a history and ideas. And you're interesting. You know, for example, I have tried so many times to take a photo from my balcony of the sunset and the flowers. It's very beautiful. It's very beautiful and it's fragrant and I hear the birds, but I can't fucking get a picture of it. Not only is it missing the fragrance and the sound of the birds, but it never looks the same in a picture as it does in real life. One time I met this guy on a dating app. I was like, he's not the best. I've met several guys on dating apps. And I'm like, they're not that good looking, but okay. And they were smoking hot. They just didn't photograph well. Real people are more than just looks and more just bodies. And when you meet people in real life, they get all of that. They get your energy, your vitality. They feel your energy and your frequency. And people like me want to meet people in real life. We're not online. I'm not on a dating app. And I consider myself a good catch. I know I'm 60, but I think I'm a good catch. But I'm not on a dating app. And a lot of people aren't on dating apps. So let's see, did I cover all the points? We all have to get used to facing rejection. If you're afraid to approach women, it has to do with your mommy issues. Sorry, I'm going to send you right there. Because mom rejected you, you see women as rejecting. And if you don't meet women in real life, you probably won't meet them at all because unless you're a Chad, no woman is going to be interested in you online. I also said that we have to deal with rejection. Everyone does. We all have to learn to be comfortable with it. It's a part of life, just like death. And don't let women put you down. If they give you some comeback, you know, have some comeback ready. And most of all, we can't influence what other people do. All I have control over is what I do. So if I've never said hi to a woman and tomorrow I say hi to the female cashier, I don't give a shit what she says to me. High five me. All you have to do is be able to just say hi to people or smile at people. There is nothing criminal about smiling at someone. It's just a nice human gesture. What comes across awkward to me is when men approach me because they want something. I can feel that. They want my body or they want my attention, and I don't like that. So just think about who you're being by just saying hi or smiling. Today, I'm going to smile at 5 people, and I'm not going to care what they think. Because the moment you start wanting something is when it comes across as weird. So I'm just going to go up to 5 people and say hi. Or if you're taking a class, hey, what you think about the workout? Or, good job on the workout today. Anything like that without wanting anything. Like today I took a walk on the pier. I sat down and talked to this elderly group of gentlemen. And it turned out that they were all very successful, retired men, like I'm sure, millionaires from what they were talking about their jobs. I didn't ask their names. I didn't ask for their numbers. I didn't try to get them as coaching clients. I just talked to them and I left. I didn't want anything. I was just enjoying the conversation. So get to a point where you can just enjoy the conversation without needing anything from people, without needing them to want to date you or spend time with you. You're just enjoying the conversation for the sake of the conversation. And for me, what really helps me, because some days I don't feel very social, and what I force myself to do is I force myself to move my body. That's why I have my personal trainers. They force me to get out and show up at the gym and do my lifting or do my Pilates, and then also are going for a run, or if I just get up and start cleaning. But especially some really good exercise makes me feel like more confident. It makes me feel like more outgoing. Like it really shifts my mindset. Moving the body, it wakes up something inside that makes me want to engage more with the world and come home and clean and do things. Like it makes me want to engage more with the world as a social creature. But in meditation, my meditation practice. But if you struggle with social anxiety, then I mean, you unless you address it somehow, I think a lot of people are just going to be stuck watching porn, playing video games, and incels. And I try to help guys like this on my channel, but I don't think I'm very good at it. You know who's very good at helping guys like that? There's a community on Reddit called Healthy Gamer GG. He has a YouTube channel, and he also really encourages the community. It's a community that helps each other, especially they help a lot of incels and people who struggle with social anxiety and depression. So I'm going to send you over there to help you like with your mindset, because I tell guys to just go and lift heavy shit, but some guys might be too anxious or depressed to even start there. So he's really good helping people with mindset, validating your experience, listening to you, showing you, like we create our own reality with our thoughts. And, that's really true. So I hope this video has been more helpful. I also think that women have to join the cause, and women also have to be comfortable with rejection. We need to, we need to be friendly to men also when we see men, and just say hi to them. And when I'm at the gym, I try to make eye contact with guys just to say hi, but they're always looking away. Or they're, at the coffee shop, I try to say hi, but they're looking at their phones. So today when I was at the pier, and I sat down and talked with these gentlemen. They asked me if I wanted to join them. I did, and that was very nice. It was just, humans interacting and talking without wanting anything from each other, just enjoying the moment. And that was really nice. I really thought that was really nice. I couldn't believe they were in their 70s. They looked like they were in their 60s. I'm like, what is your guys' trick? And they're all active, physically active, and, socially active. And that's the key to vitality, guys. Physical and social active keeps you young and healthy. We have to do it. You guys can't just hide in your rooms watching porn and playing video games. You can't. We need you in the world. Off your phones. Out and about. Where else can you meet women? Dance class. If anybody has any tips for these guys, they're afraid to talk to women, drop it in the comments, or places where they can meet women. But definitely you've got to want a woman. That's the thing. If you don't want me with the same vigor with which you're watching porn, I'm not interested. That's one of my screening things on men. Are you confident? Are you healthy? Are you kind? Are you going to pursue me? Because why would I give my body to you if you're too cowardly to even approach me? No frickin' way. If you can only talk to me because you met me behind a computer screen and you're that afraid of social situations, I mean, how are you going to protect me? How are you going to challenge me when I need to be challenged and given a boundary if you're afraid of me? I will never again date a man who's afraid of me. And afraid of me means afraid of talking to me, afraid of bringing me a challenge, afraid of discussing a boundary, afraid of addressing an issue in the relationship, afraid of my feelings. I will never again date a man who's afraid of me. My ex-husband was a little bit afraid of me. So in our whole relationship, whenever he was angry at me, he never said a fucking word. I didn't even know he was pissed. So, no. And he didn't have that good social skills. This time I want someone with social skills who's not afraid of me. You got to be able to take me on. Guys, I'm speaking to you. You got to be able to take a woman on. You know? Say she's dropped the ball. Say she's spending too much money. You're in a relationship and she's gone off the deep end with the credit card. She's buying all these purses and all these clothes and she didn't tell you and you found out. Are you going to confront her or are you going to be afraid of her? Because remember, you were too afraid to talk to her in public. And now you're too fucking afraid to tell her that she's got to rein in that spending and it's got to stop. Or say she starts drinking. She's drinking too much. You going to take her on or are you going to say nothing? Guys, you got to get right-sized. This is deeper than, this is not about feminism. This is about your fear of women, in my opinion. You can't be afraid of us. You got to be able to own your value and hold a boundary. It's good practice. I'm going to end this video right now. Thank you so much for watching my video.